Hello dear viewers! Today we'll show you 10 illusions that will make you question your sense of sight. So put your device in a full screen mode and look closely. Number 10. The Lilac Chaser, also known as Pac-Man illusion. Stare closely at the center of the image and after about 20 seconds or so, you shall experience three things. So, let's look at it. First, you'll see the moving gap, but nothing is moving. The discs flash, giving the illusion of the movement. After some time, this moving gap between the lilac discs will turn green. And finally, you will only see the green disc moving around. The lilac discs disappeared. The similar effect can be seen in so-called Troxler fading, observed first by Swiss physician Ignaz Paul Vital Troxler in 1804. Look closely and focus at the center, and after a while you won't see any colors. If you want, you can pause the video here. Another example. Focus at the center for a few seconds and hey, where is the bluish circle? This phi phenomenon is, in simple words, attributed to the ability of human mind to omit, erase non-vital information, to not overload the brain with details that you didn't focus on, and since you are focused on the center of the image and everything else is seen by a corner of an eye, after a while it simply vanishes. Or if blank gets filled with information, the green disk appears. Why is the moving gap green? Green is the complementary opposite color of lilac. If the discs were blue, the moving gap would be yellow. Number 9. The Impossible Trident, Poyut, Believe it, or Impossible Fork. This is what is called an impossible object. In our three-dimensional reality, it has no right to exist. If you focus on one end, the other one will come weird, and the other way around. It was first presented in Mad magazine on March 1965, and it was named Poyut. Strange name, but if you look at your QWERTY keyboards, you'll see that those are the last 6 letters of the top row written from right to left. Since it cannot exist in our reality, it exists in others for sure, like, for example, in a world of Simpsons. Number 8. The Ames Room. Cool, right? Once I'm big, once I'm small, and no special effects are applied. This illusion was invented by an American, Adelbert Ames, in 1946. Viewers who looked through a peephole with one eye could observe a regular rectangular room where their family members or friends grew or shrank depending on where they stood. And using only one eye in a fixed position is the key here. Why? That's why. Using both eyes allows you to perceive depth, and you could easily determine the actual shape of the room, which is quadrilateral, and the floor is elevated. This illusion is perfect for film industry, and despite being nearly 8 years old, it is still used, for example, in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. 7. The Penrose Triangle. Another impossible object that cannot exist in our three-dimensional reality. Or can it? Hey, how did they do it? Let's find out. The Penrose Triangle was created in 1930s by the Swedish artist Oskar Reuterswärd. But independently from him, it was devised by an English psychiatrist, Lionel Penrose, and his son, a mathematician, Roger Penrose, in 1950s. It was described as impossibility in its purest form. If so, who took those photos? Well, every illusion can be disillusioned. To make the Penrose Triangle in real life, you have to bend reality a little more than a triangle itself. 6. Rotating snakes, a peripheral drift illusion. Presented by Professor Akiyoshi Kitaoka in 2003, rotating snakes, despite being absolutely static, make illusion of movement not only in humans but in animals as well. This illusion is based on the differences in luminescence of the pattern combined with microsaccadic eye movement, involuntary eye movement that maintains the focus of an eye. A hardcore example of this illusion is this. You can pause the video, but it will not stop the image from moving. Number 5. Cafe wall illusion. Are those lines straight or not? Can you tell? Let me help you. As you see, they are straight. This illusion was originally called kindergarten illusion in 1898 and rediscovered in 1973 by the British psychologist Richard Gregory, when one of his workers pointed to him a cafe wall outside the lab window. Here's the wall and Professor Gregory together. The illusion mechanism is based on contrasting colors. When colors of the same brightness are used, the illusion disappears. Some use this illusion in architecture and office decor, but don't you think it's too disturbing? 4. The dress by Roman Originals. A famous white and gold or black and blue dress that became the internet sensation in 2015. Our history is simple. There was a wedding and bride's mother took a photo of a dress she intended to buy for a wedding and send it to her daughter, if it's okay. The question about this dress' actual colors became a worldwide argument. Some see it as black and blue, some as white and gold. Moreover, some may experience it first as blue and black and later as white and gold. Let us know in the comments which colors you see. Here's the graphic explanation of this phenomenon attributed to differences between humans in perceiving colors and having various chromatic light adaptation. Yes, the color I see is not the same color you see. And before you start quarreling with your friends about the color of this lace bodycon dress from Roman Originals, it was officially branded as black and blue. Number 3. The Jastrow or boomerang illusion. As you see, there is no way those railway tracks are identical. Or am I wrong? After seeing this movie posted on Twitter by BBC trainer Mark Blanc-Settle, you may actually doubt your sanity. How is it possible? What kind of railway magic is this? It's one of Joseph Jastrow's illusions, and despite the illusion is over a century old, there is actually not one simple explanation for it. Some scientists say it's a problem with our minds transferring two-dimensional objects into three-dimensional reality. Some explain it that this object is too complex and our minds fill the gaps. And finally, very common explanation. It is attributed to the radius size differences in the presented tracks, and this difference may confuse our minds. Number 2. The train. Let's stay in the theme of railway tracks and trains. This illusion hit the internet in 2015 like a train. It is about which movement you can simply control with your mind. If you want, it can go into the tunnel or out of it. Cool, right? The phenomenon itself again is like with the lilac chaser, attributed to the mind ability to fill in the gaps. So, is it coming in or out of the tunnel? In or out? Let us know in the comments below. And now, number 1 optical illusion, and it is not even animated. The checker shadow illusion created by MIT professor Edward H. Adelson in 1995. Would you believe me if I told you that the squares A and B are of the same exact color? No? You can actually check it in your graphic program. They are really the same. It's hard to comprehend, but actually it's true. Squares A and B are identical. See? What is the explanation? Again, the ability of our minds to add information when peripheral vision comes to play. If you erase everything except the mentioned squares, you'll have your answer. So, there it is. 10 mind-boggling illusions that made you question your own eyes. Let us know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more amazing facts from us.